Hello, child. We wish you a Merry Christmas today. We have a special New Year stream with that guest. You should guess who is it. Write some variants. Who is it?
Oh, well,
Who?
they guessed.
Oh.
They guessed. I will put off mask because it's really hot in it.
So-
Hello, chat. So I am the Hawk, your favorite community speaker from English server. I wish you all the best things which you can afford or you can achieve in the game. We're really happy to see you today on our stream. Happy Christmas.
Our first guest, he is somehow responsible for all these events. So for the Christmas tree, for the whole season, for the previous events, and we will talk to him right now.
My name is Daniel, but you better know me as High Noon, and I'm head of, basically and formally I'm head of analytical department, but right now what I'm doing is live ops, and I'm responsible for season events, small events like weekends of season pass farm and so on, like Spartak session battles and all this stuff. Any event which you see is more or less coming from me. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about what is coming next in live service, in our seasons and our events. I hope all of you enjoy New Year tree events, presents, and all this vibe. And actually, for those of you who really like it, there is very high probability that the time of this event will be prolongated. We've got the top of New Year tree. It will end as it is planned on the 7th of January, but you will have a little bit more time to get some presents and to go to the snowstorm as well and get some new artifacts as well. So in January you will have more time for it. Second thing, I will not speak about it straightforward, but many of you watched the trailer, and many of you who play more than 1 year, you know there is some special event which you like very much and you wanted to come back. So probably, with very high probability, 99%, it will come this winter too.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes.
So yeah, we do not have extremely big plans for the January, but you can be sure that you will have something to do. Probably a bigger amount of micro events like session battles boost, maybe even operations boost, and something like this. It will come in January as well.
Okay, first question.
Yeah.
Can we get analytics for Rubles generated from selling only bottom material sellables and on the bottom material and on the artifact to vendor Rubles exchanged in auction house?
Many players want to know from what sources you can get and from what sources money disappear in the economy, and to demonstrate it a little bit better, we need to have a look at the picture number 1. And here we've got a special plot to understand from which sources players spend their money, in such sense that not like they transfer it from one player to another, like auction or trade, but when money just disappear in the economy. So the main burner of money in the game, it is a loot box reroll. It is each time when you get some loot box, you can have the opportunity to retry. So it is right now it is the main source of losing money in the game. So not losing, but spending, of course. So the second one is the NPC buy. It is, well, we've got technical naming here. It's the way we work. But NPC buy, it is anything what you buy from the trader. For example, you buy something for your future journey to the open world, like ammo. And the third one, it is barter. So yeah, of course, when you want to get a new gun from the barter, you need to spend some money.
As Santa understands, there's so little money left in the economy.
We've got much more money. Picture number 2, please. Here we've got the sources from which players gain money. So, and the first one, and it has always been the biggest one source when we do not have a big event, of course. It is the NPC sell, and that is the case is when you sell something to the trader. For example, some filler or maybe barter resources, anything which you sell to the trader guy, it is counted here. And yeah, by the way, we had an update of the price of gamma fragments. Before it, if we split this NPC sell by different sources, we had like 1/3 it is artifacts, 1/3 it is like fillers and something not necessary, and 1/3 was barter resources. And actually we were not that much satisfied with this position of things, because barter resource is something which you need to use to gain guns, to barter something. And funny thing, right now usually we had some parity between artifacts and fillers, but right now, due to the snowstorm, artifact income is very high. We basically tried to not to underestimate the tries of hardcore guys who play 6 hours in a day. We wanted them to have their money as well, but also the dudes who have only 1 hour to do some stuff. We wanted to praise them as well, and that is why we re-pushed the money from Gamma to other sources. Each time when we do something like this, when we affect economy, we usually trace it for about a month or even more, just to make sure that now it works in the way we want. Right now we've got some work to do left, so probably some more or maybe less money from different sources will come as well.
So the more competitive the source is, the more money it gets.
Sure.
Many players from Latin America are experiencing big ping issues, and the question is if there any chance that they will get servers soon there, because many of them even can't play STALCRAFT because of that.
We were discussing the possibility of installing some new server special for Latin America, but we finally understood that right now it is impossible due to the technical issues that we've got. Far not every data center is appropriate for our needs. We will try to solve this problem from a little bit other angle, and I'm going to go to our development team and try to push pretty popular thing in modern online games, which is called ping-based matchmaking. Your ping will not get better, but you will fight against the same guys who have bad ping as well, and actually it will be competitive.
Like more fair situations.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure that sooner or later we will get the server on Latin America, but right now it is unfortunately impossible, but we will try to fix it from the back door, let's say, and try to fix our matchmaking.
Can you share to us data about Overton and ArcticSafe usage?
Yeah.
If usage is low, what are the plans to make them relevant?
Actually, by design, in the very beginning, ArcticSafe and Overton were designed as backpacks for the end game content, and far not everyone is capable of getting it. And here what I've got is the percentage of usages of different backpacks by masters. And what you can see here is that basically before the rebalance in September, we had the total domination of Hive. We had the users of Birloga, and sometimes Soviet travel backpack, which is very good starter pack for grinding something in the open world. ArcticSafe already in this time was only 5% of users among all of them. We are more or less satisfied currently with the position of ArcticSafe. Right now you cannot get it at all, and that is why it is niche, specific, and pretty much strange backpack for those who know how to use it. So that is why we do not think that it needs some upgrades or something new to it, but it is better to ask Zubzalinaza about it. Overton, more or less the same picture with ArcticSafe. It was big spike in the beginning when everyone got it, and everyone touched it, tried it, and now the popularity is going down a little bit. And also it is connected with the fact, in the end you see we've got more lines, and it is connected with the increase of diversity of backpacks in our game since September. And that is why right now every player is free to choose which one he wants to play. So right now we've got Birloga dominating everything because it is easy to use as Hive before, but we've got 5 more backpacks which you can use as well.
We had something like a survey in the operation test
Yeah.
server. Do we plan to get more of this service to the game?
So actually what we had on operations testing, it was just a very, very small part of what we can actually do in the way how we can collect opinions about some our updates. And what I really want is I want to create the whole big system of different questions of collecting opinions and attitude to our different events, to our different updates, and to perception of maybe guns and some armors as well. To answer short, yes, we will make much more surveys exactly in, I hope, in January, in the end of January, maybe in February, depends on how fast it will take to develop. And often flicking through Discord or Reddit is not enough to understand, because here we've got the most active ones. And often we forget about guys who are a little bit afraid to go to the open world and to say, hey guys, I think that Overton is not so bad, or something like this.
The last question?
Yeah, let's go. Many players been struggling about why we are so opaque about everything in statistics. It's nearly impossible to get for them exact numbers on anything.
I cannot say that we are that much opaque about statistics, because we've got a couple of special services which are created by the players themselves using API of STALCRAFT itself. We had this discussion with our analytical team about don't we want to make some open numbers for the players just to monitor some trends, to monitor guns, or monitor how much players we've got, and so on and so forth. And actually we came to the idea that, yeah, it could be great. And that is why I hope in the upcoming 2026 year we will start developing our open analytical system. We are not sure so far, because there is no even concept about it. But we discuss it and we see no minuses, just advantages of it.
The first question, I think you talked about it before, but will there be event reruns on the weekends, like Engaged, it really fits, or like maybe a mini version of Attack on Perimeter or Inside Out?
That is the thing which we are thinking about, because the majority of our events, of at least of this year, they are designed in such a way that we more or less easily can rerun it. But the thing is that the more often we create them and the more often we put them to the server, the less interesting they become for you. Also, the second thing is that right now live service team is not that much numerous in terms of amount of game designers, and that is why right now we are working out our micro events. First of all, we work on small ones, then we will work on the medium ones, which are something like mushrooms in autumn. And so then we will, I hope, someday we will come to more frequent reusage of our big events. But yeah, for example, Attack on Perimeter and Encaged are perfect examples of what can be rerun. And especially Encaged was designed in such a way that we can add new maniacs, new types of survivals.
Before you leave, maybe you want to tell something.
I speak, I think, not that much as I wanted with you in the Discord, but I hope the next year will be much more. I just want you to spend more time doing the things which you really love. If it is our game, please do it. If it is not our game, do not worry to drop it. I just want you to feel free to do the things which burn you inside and make you dream forward, move forward, and become better. I hope the next year will be full of achievements and all luck. So, Merry Christmas.
So
Our next guest is Tiger.
Yeah,
Tell
hey
me.
everyone. So my name is Tiger and I'm the head of monetisation in EXBO.
The first question: why winter event is more about whales than casual players?
You're quite right. This event design does offer more rewards for players who are deep into late game or choose to invest, heavily. When I say invest, I mean just like investing your time, your money, or maybe in-game currency, because not really everyone who is instead interested in the game can spend a lot of time because of real life things like work, studying, family, or something else. Our goals with seasonal events is to mix things up, and just offer to players different experience with different events. So as you might have noticed, we had just like Inside Out event, and there was like chilling gameplay. Also, we got like Attack on Perimeter, where any player can get a lot of stuff. Right now, I mean, Christmas Tree is more about spending your resources you achieved for all this year. There are players who just playing this event just by swiping. That's true. That's really is. But there are also players who are not really swiping, but playing a lot during the event, or just who saved the capital for all this year, earned a lot of resources, a lot of in-game currency, a lot of other stuff, and just now these people are spending this stuff to get higher on the top of Christmas tree. There are three types of players who play Christmas event. It's just the first type is people who just love to feel the vibe, just Christmas vibe or New Year vibe,
It's
and
me,
just
it's me.
vibing. Yeah, the other part of players who just got a lot of resources and trying to pay to get up in top of Christmas. And there are a third type of players who just earning money by the second type of players, selling them gifts or something like else.
Why Christmas event is about FOMO? Didn't the devs attempted to not engage in FOMO content during Inside Out event?
When we're talking about FOMO, it's when you just tell to people, get this thing right now, or you will get it never. The biggest reward for Christmas tree is Gauss pistol, but you will get it, in next act for tickets. That's not really FOMO. We got just a few FOMO, mechanics for all life of STALCRAFT. For the last few years, we got FOMO mechanics, but this mechanic aimed to a big part of our community is not really FOMO.
Let's be honest, our game is free-to-play game, so it should have some monetization issues, and it's not really something that we should not talk about, like it's fallen the board or something like that. It's a mechanic that we present as fair-to-play mechanic, which is not pay to win because everything returns. So the last question from this list, but not from the Discord: is it possible to show that skin for main reward in the season pass earlier?
It makes a bit, suspense what skin we just prepared for 1000 levels. But anyway, we are monitoring the feedback from players, and if we will see that a large number of players, a big amount of players, will ask us for, to let them know what skin will be on 1000 levels on the start of season pass, on the first days, we'll maybe make it, but right now it's not really been observed.
We do that because many people return to the game to look at the skin when the event usually comes, so we want to show it when we get some things in the game that we should get more attention to.
How is those localization projects are going on?
So yeah, we had some spoilers, so maybe in the early next year you will get localization, and we will make servers close to Korea, but not really in the Korea because of problems, technical problems. But it will be really soon, and we will post some news about this just in January.
Yeah, we will reveal the big news maybe for some people that don't know, but I know that you know. So for now, Tiger is not only responsible for monetization in STALCRAFT, but he is also responsible for our new release.
We're trying just to make an opportunity for players to play on Asian region more easy.
Tiger, could you please tell me if Gladiator's loot A545 will ever come back in the in-game shop?
So, next year, I don't really can tell you what time it would be, but have like a shop where you could buy old skins.
Candy shop.
Yeah, like candy shop, but not really, just really close.
All right, so I've got a question about rates and monetization. I bought the overdriven pack with the little charm 3 times, and it's like, all right, but it keeps giving me the charms. It's like, what am I supposed to do with the 3 extra charms besides putting that on there?
So the problem is, right now in STALCRAFT, you can just, delete your cosmetics or like useful stuff if you want just to get it out. But, in future, like in this year, I really hope that in this year, it depends not on me, just on game designers, but we'll make an opportunity, to sell back for special currency all your stuff. All your stuff you don't need. So all your, charms, so like if you have 3, you need 1, you just could sell 2. All your gear from, cases, all your gear from, visual stuff and like that. So you could sell everything of it for some good things. So it will be, I hope it will be in this year, but, this not depends just on me.
I've recruited over 3,200 accounts from North American server. But the thing about that is, how come at that point our Steam players do not get any bonuses, such as like the stall coin bonus, even though I've tried to use the promo code from the website?
We have a lot of things to do in the next year, and we have some great media program in Russia that we want to bring to English region. and we need to do something about referral program, everything that is connected to Steam users, to referral system. We will upgrade it a lot in the next year.
Is it possible for old paints to be added into the STALCRAFT shop for stall coins?
Not really, because we got just limited paints. We got just like tiers of paints or other visual stuff, and paint from some tiers we could just sell, and paint from another tier we can't. So, well, I'm not sure if it will be all paints available in shop, but we will get many paints in shop in future. But it's not really prepared for a lot of paints, because you just click show down and it will be a really long list. We are waiting for wardrobe system, so when we will get the wardrobe system, we will maybe drop a lot of paints in the shop, or for this currency or for currency which I said before.
So Tiger, thank you for your great answers.
And thank you so much, and Merry Christmas, guys.
This man
How
just
are
get me robbed. This bald man, he just robbed me from my suit. If you will see him, just tell me.
About the next guest. The important part of STALCRAFT is not only monetization or events, it's also the sound team. And we have lots of interesting things to do in the next year about sounds. And we have a very interesting lead sound designer, which is not only making the sounds and music and etc. and actor voices, but he is also a great chief who cooks a lot for our team.
That's great.
Greetings!
Hello guys,
Hello.
Hello.
my name is Green Danielov. I'm a music producer and a lead sound designer of STALCRAFT, and I'm also a person in the game called Green, in the base of Frontier.
Maybe you have some insights or some ideas which you want to share with
Before we
us.
ask,
Yes, before we ask, we're starting.
so map. As you see, there are a lot of sounds. We reworked the whole map. We're going to add some atmosphere sounds. When you come, for example, in a cave or in an abandoned building hangar, you need to hear some atmosphere inside, and these sounds will be added. We will add also so-called Easter eggs. For example, if you come to a place and you see that there happened something, for example, broken car, after 1, 2, 3 minutes, you will hear sounds which happened before this.
From the past.
Yeah, okay, the next, what we're gonna do, gun interactions and gunshots. I go on to work with gunshots.
You will remake them.
Yeah,
I know that you're making new sounds by not for the single weapons, but for the bunch of weapons, like for all machine guns, for all sniper rifles. What is your next weapon area which will get new sounds?
I decided just so, okay, I want this gun, and this gun, and this comes next. And I also read feedbacks from the players. If they say, yeah, we want this gun next, and I say, okay, no problem.
So, which are new guns that you will make sounds
I think
for?
it will be Peter DM.
Peter DM, it's
Peter DM.
Peter
yeah.
DM.
It's a really boom gun.
Yes.
Boom,
Boomstick,
it will be
like
the
a
next.
boomstick.
Background ambience. These are not really music, just background sounds for every location. Next, story music. I want to redesign the whole music in the game because we were doing it in a hurry. Let's say the gameplay before the bar is more like you're a stalker, chilling, running around. There will be more guitar music. But after bar begins really hardcore gameplay. There we will add more technical music, more modern. We also will add the music in dialogues. We will describe every person in music. So like if you come to Shaman, there will be
Great.
If you come to Lipa, there will be voices. We are going to rework all the voices in the game, all the main voices, let's say.
But what I can add, that in the next year we're planning to give you the English voice localization.
New step system. We are already ready to release a new step system. You will hear the enemies more than your friends. We add to the sound of steps the armor sound. You will then hear which armor does the player wear.
The people in heavy armor will be heard from the whole location.
They will be walking like, I think, Space Marines from Warhammer.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I think it will be 20, 30 blocks fixing shot issues. I can't really explain what we're going to do because I don't understand programming, but we will start to work on it in the next year. The next walls occlusion It means that the walls in the game, they will block sounds. And the last thing, sound regions. When we take buildings, caves and mountains, to make the sounds sound more naturally with echo or with no echo. You know, the echo inside and outside is different.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yes.
the gunshots will be affected.
Yeah, sure, for sure. First the gunshot. Some of that mechanics, I think, will be ready to the end of the year or to the beginning of the next year.
So that was a great info and great presentation. We have some questions. Does EXBO have plans to add active headphones?
There is some sound pool in the game. It can hold 100 sounds. All the sounds, they come into this sound pool. And everything is okay when you're running just through the swamps, just like a lonely stalker. You hear everything, it's great. When you meet a shooting person, then begin the problems. 40 bullets during 3 or 4 seconds are the process, are the sounds they added to this sound pool. And when we have 10 shooting people, this pool crashed. So this is the problem we need to work on.
Is there plans to add more vinyls for the event?
Let us surprise you on the 1st January, that's all. When we say about vinyl, try to find this among all of the vinyls. That's my music, my songs. I'll be glad.
Players texted to us about if there are plans to rework the sounds of MP7 because it sounds like a toy at the moment.
If there are some people saying, hey, we don't like the sound, and if I agree with it, I will change it.
We use a FAMAS with a silencer, have a different sound effect.
So if you hear no difference in the first person, it doesn't mean that there is no difference in third person. What we are going to fix next years is to make different sounds for the first person and for the third person. Another point of this question, we don't really need to make to sound guns as they sound in the real life, because sometimes it can be boring. There was a guy, he said, I'm a gun specialist, and your gun, it must sound like... What do you think if I add this sound in the game? You got action, you take this mega gun and it doesn't work.
I've been arty hunting, and it's a really small nitpick, but I would like a sound effect of picking up an artifact.
Okay, it's just small things,
Yeah.
easy to fix. Okay,
Okay.
we'll do it.
We'll do that. Nice idea, thank you.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of little like sound entities that are gonna be next to the tower. It's gonna be in the new Red Forest as well. Is it gonna have its signature metal squeaking sound?
You mean huge creaks? That's a good idea. Okay, I will notice it.
So thank you for participating and
Thank you. May I
we
say
wish
some
you
words
a
to...
Merry
Yes,
Christmas.
yes, of
Yeah,
course.
Christmas.
You can go ahead.
Dear guys, dear players of STALCRAFT, I wish you Merry Christmas. It's today. I wish you Happy Coming New Year. All the best. So, liebe deutsche Community, ich möchte auch euch mit herzlich begrüßen und wünschen euch viel Freude zu diesen Weihnachten. Und ich hoffe, jeder von euch hat diese leckere Ente auf dem Tisch. Und wenn nicht, dann habt ihr morgen früh was einzukaufen. And the last word I'd like to say to all of you, enjoy your life. And remember, it is better to eat some Christmas duck than not to.
the next guest, it will be our technical director, the creator of STALCRAFT engine, and the guy which was the second one, creator of STALCRAFT.
My name is Volken, and I've been working on STALCRAFT for basically 12 years now. I have laid the technical foundations for basically everything in our engine, like from gameplay and graphics to netcode and backend and anti-cheat. And now we have an awesome team I'm very happy to work with, who are specialized in these areas, know much better how to work in their areas than I do. This game is basically my entire life. I'm working on it since I was 15.
Is there plans to improve loading time, especially character loading time into the game?
Yeah, I guess this is about like the situation where you log into the game, you're like your save zone, like the bar, and after you load it into the world, they're like 30 seconds or maybe even more, while the objects are still loading. This is really something our engine lags behind what our artists do. Like, what do most games do about loading into new locations? They put a long load screen, unless that's some very cool open world games without loading. They do a long load screen. We never did that. The load screen is like 2 to 3 seconds usually, maybe, unless there are some like server issues. But then you have to load all the resources, and that's not great at all. So there are two options in front of us now. The first is obvious, and it would be very controversial if we just place a biggest load screen in front of you for the entire 30 seconds while you're trying to log into the game or switch locations. The second thing we could do is actually really hard. We cannot significantly speed up the process of resource loading, but what we can do is to prioritize them, like load big objects right in front of you first, and then load like some small objects 100 meters away from you. That's not an easy feat at all. Like this prioritization system, it needs to be dynamic as you rotate your camera, as you move around. That's a lot of work. I hope we could figure something out, but no concrete plans.
Players are asking, is there plans to fix drops of FPS which are happening sometimes? It's about like 0.1 or 1% at all of players experiencing such problems.
I see 0.1 or 1% lows, like stutters.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big problem for STALCRAFT, and it's caused by our technical legacy, our two big foundational pillars. The first one is called Java, and the second one is called OpenGL. About the first one, Java is a programming language and a virtual machine. Let me explain what the virtual machine means. Most games, you run the .exe file, and it's just machine code which can be executed instantly, and you don't have to do anything additional with it. The Java virtual machine does not do that. It contains some internal representation of the code, but not the actual machine code, and it needs to compile it to the machine code each time you run the game, again and again. And that's the main cause of the stutters for like first 5 minutes of playtime, but it could happen even longer when something new basically happens in the game. Some code that was not executed before has to execute, and it causes an unpredictable stutter. This approach has some benefits. In case of STALCRAFT, it allows us to obfuscate the code in such a way that it's basically impossible for cheaters to modify the game's code. There are ways to make cheats, but basically nobody today could modify the source code. Well, not the source code, like the machine code of STALCRAFT. What we could do about this issue? Obvious answer is just rewrite everything, do not use Java. Would be great, maybe, but STALCRAFT is a huge game. We just cannot like rewrite all of it at once. That's absolutely not feasible. And then there are some hacks. We could do some mostly boring technical stuff just to load and compile this code earlier into the game, like maybe when you are just launching the game or when you are joining the world for the first time. And I have one funny story about such workarounds. Each time you log into STALCRAFT for the first time after launching a game, an invisible dog dies in front of you just to initialize the physics engine that drives the ragdoll physics. That's not a real animal. About our second technical pillar called OpenGL. OpenGL is a graphics API, basically a very specific way for the game's code to tell your GPU what to do, like what objects to render. And it's basically an outdated API by now. It was initially developed in the 90s, was updated many times since then, but there are many issues which caused game dev industry to migrate from it. And we did not yet do it. That's also a huge task, not so huge as rewriting the entire code base away from Java, but still a very big job. So about OpenGL and stutters. One problem with OpenGL is it tried to be an easy way to develop graphics applications back in the day, and it hides a lot of internal complexity away from the game developer. But the cost of hiding this complexity is that it has to do many things under the hood which are opaque for the game developer. Like, we don't really know, we have to guess what will cause a stutter and what is fine, especially when loading new resources like new models.
Why does the game allocate PC resources so inefficiently, particularly CPU and also GPU usage, and how are you going to fix it?
When you launch STALCRAFT and open Task Manager to see how it's doing, and if you have a great modern PC like 16 CPU cores, modern GPU, you'll see that it probably will not use the GPU to the 100%, even in 4K. Like, it's very hard for STALCRAFT to utilize a modern GPU fully. But also, it will not consume the 100% of CPU resources. You will see like maybe it consumes 8% and still the FPS isn't that great. Technically, this means the game is bottlenecked by single core CPU performance. So how fast your one core of your CPU can go. This is also related to the OpenGL thing, and I could maybe do a little announcement here. We don't have a large in-house render team, graphics team, and we always have new features to deliver in the game, and we really want to port STALCRAFT away from OpenGL to a modern graphics API like DirectX. Well, but just we could not find the time. So this year we met some brilliant folks. Their business is porting some random games to different platforms. Like, they have ported, for example, last Baldur's Gate and Divinity titles to some platforms. And you may ask, they're porting games, how does it relate to STALCRAFT? It's a PC game and you need to optimize it, but it's really the same skill set. They're basically still porting their game from one graphics API to another. So yeah, we are working right now with them, and it's very hard to estimate timelines here. STALCRAFT is really a big multiplayer game, but I really hope we will have something to show in the next year.
Why do we get messages like too high RTT, too slow, and similar variants so frequent? What is this, what causes it, and how to avoid it?
I need to explain how movement works in multiplayer shooters. Like, you press W on your keyboard, and almost instantly you see your character moves forward. Like, you have high ping, your PC does not wait for the response from the server that you really have moved forward. Your PC predicts it. And then the server receives the information that you pressed W. It receives the new coordinates that were predicted by your computer, and it runs the same movement simulation code again. Like, it moves you from your old position to your new supposed position, and it checks whether the resulting positions match, like what your PC predicted and what really happened on the server. Most of the time, like 99.99999% of times, these coordinates match and you just move normally. But there are some edge cases where these coordinates do not match, or your PC sends this information about your movement too fast or too slow. What could we do in such cases? We, for example, could do nothing and just allow your character to move just like your client predicted. Many online games, even online shooters, do that. It allows cheaters to speed hack, to fly hack, to teleport. So we are really hard on cheaters. Like, spend a lot of our resources on anti-cheat measures in different areas. This is just one of them. But yeah, we really want to validate all the movement of the server, so you can speed hack, you can fly hack. An example that is closer to me is Counter-Strike, or like maybe Valorant. They all work in the same way. Sometimes in these games you're just teleported or moved around. Like when your internet lags, the server teleports your character to your real position, not your predicted position. This is basically the same thing, just with a red message in chat. And also, some people have questions about why, like 2 years ago, there were pretty much no such messages, and now they maybe see them constantly. There was one more problem that's not exactly cheat, but very cheat-like. So, what some not very honest players could do. They could block all traffic coming from their PC to our servers, like maybe use some software that just drops all the packets coming from out from your PC for some period of time, like maybe for 30 seconds, and then move around through half a location. Then they fix the connection, so the packets from the PC go to the server as usual. And like 2 years ago, it worked the following way. The server still handled all their movement, just not instantly. It would process the movement at 1.5 times the speed. It would look for the players like this dishonest player is standing still, probably behind the corner, so you even don't see them. And then they start moving really fast, like 1.5 times the speed. It looks just like speed hacking, and I believe that does more damage to the game than these pretty rare messages about movement synchronization. Not for every player they are rare. I am sorry for everyone who suffers from movement synchronization issues, but we really believe these teleportations are better for the game than dishonest players who can hop around the map at 1.5 times the speed.
Why would you go for that? You could go for like DirectX 11.
DirectX 11 doesn't really allow us to do all of the rendering multithreading we want to. I'll be honest with you, all I ever did in my life rendering-wise was STALCRAFT, and it was on OpenGL, so we are working with guys who are much more experienced than I am. DirectX 12 will not be our only rendering backend, probably, and it's already like 10 years old. It should be mostly stable. We will obviously run some open tests, so people can join, see how the performance differs, and if there is a significant amount of people who are experiencing issues, we will not release this update that moves STALCRAFT from OpenGL to basically not just DirectX. We are building an render hardware interface like RHI, like most modern engines do, and we will create more than one backend for the rendering, like not just DirectX 12, but maybe still fall back to OpenGL or maybe DirectX 11. Don't know.
What is preventing you from giving us higher tickrate servers? Because it's 2026 and we're kind of still stuck on sub 30. So we're just wondering about that really badly.
Our technical legacy bites us in the ass, basically. We have a large code base. Some long time ago, parts of it were basically different Minecraft mods written like maybe 7-8 years ago, and even our core systems like weapon system, it just basically the very first thing that we have implemented. It was written as a Minecraft mod, and Minecraft runs at fixed 20 tick rate, and basically the way the game code is written there is you do not have some variable delta time for each update. You just write your code like it's always 20 ticks per second, and there are many places in our code where this still happens. We do try to remove all of them, like all the code that's written in the maybe last 5 years. It does not have these issues, but many core game systems do.
So regarding optimization, anything you'd like to tell us what's going on behind the scenes, how you're working on it?
This fall, in September, we did experiment, an A/B test. We were developing new network protocol for STALCRAFT since 2024, and these are some graphs from September, where we show the comparison in network delays between our old protocol based on TCP and our new protocol based on UDP. You could open the game's performance settings, and now there is an option like network protocol, UDP or TCP or choose for me. Why we have the choose for me option is basically for this exact test. For every player who did not choose which protocol he wants to use, we used random protocol each time he started the game. This is like average of medians. We have the list of all game sessions and median network delay for this game session, and then average over these medians. So you could see that this average of medians is slightly lower on the new protocol, but the median network delays is usually constrained by the laws of physics, not by the netcode. Yet there is some win. But the real win is in the next picture. So this is not the average of medians, this is the average of 99 percentile. When your connection lags and like 99% of moments have lower ping than this moment. And that's the average of these measurements. Old TCP protocol had 275 milliseconds, 99 percentile. Now we have like 1 and 175 milliseconds, so like 1.5 times lower. Experiment that confirms that we did something good in 2025, and our netcode is objectively slightly better.
Sometimes when you go from area to area, when you open up the menu, everything has to reload or re-download. Is that a code issue?
Yeah, our resource loading system isn't very smart, to be frank. It just keeps the resources that were loaded recently in memory and unloaded everything that was not used recently. And the only workaround we have for that is to have some code that says that these specific resources have to be kept in memory at all times. Like, for example, you have multiple guns equipped, and regardless which one you hold at the current moment, we always preload all of their models. But we do not do this for inventory and for icons of items in inventory.
So how come Java on Steam has the 2 gig limit, even though the issue with that is that the Java memory dump happens every 3 ms?
That's the limit of memory that Java virtual machine can use. And in case of STALCRAFT, there are pretty much no instances where it needs significantly more than 1 gig of memory. The problem with that is that the larger the amount of memory you allocate to the Java virtual machine, the longer these pauses, garbage collection pauses, will be generally. If your goal is to minimize the average duration of these pauses, like these micro stutters, they usually 2, maybe 3 milliseconds for one this micro stutter, so it's usually not a dropped frame. If you want to keep these pauses short, we have to limit the amount of memory we let Java use, because if it uses more memory than that, these pauses generally tend to be longer. No point in allocating more memory. Maybe the pauses could get less frequent, but they will be longer and they will cause frame drops. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for all the questions. There were some very interesting questions to answer. I hope some of you enjoyed.
Thank you.
And now something from Santa Viv.
I know the one question which I heard lots of times, nerf of Pancor and Kies. If you will be good boys, you may get something made with Pancor and Kies. Yeah, not maybe like nerf, but in the closest distances, we will fix something. And what is more, we will do something with sniper rifles. We will have in one update sniper rifles becoming better and the shotguns fixed. So thank you, Grinch. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year.
We love you all. Happy New Year. See you in the next year.